Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be sharing with you my tarot journal, and this is something I created for the Guardian of the Night Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and this was my first ever tarot deck. You could see in the box there, without darkness there is no light. And I saw this on Amazon, so that's where I purchased it. It was fairly affordable, and I will be sharing with you a walkthrough of the deck along with my tarot journal for this deck specifically. So I guess I will start with my tarot journey in general. It actually all started with this oracle deck. This was my first oracle deck gifted to me by one of my best friends, and this is Woodland Warrens by Jessica Rowe, however you pronounce her name. I always say it and have heard it different ways. And I have my friends who are into tarot and oracle cards, and animals just seem to call to me. So this was my first oracle deck, and that's what I was comfortable using at the time. So then I would say about a couple months ago, I have a podcast with one of my best friends, and we were talking about how I'm a little afraid of tarot because it is so much to learn. And I think just talking it out on the podcast made me a little bit ready. Like, it made me challenge myself and be like, I think I'm ready. So I found this deck as I was looking for tarot cards. And granted, this is, like I said, my first deck. And I know there's a whole system behind tarot, and there's different systems to learn if you so choose. And I like to go to the beat of my own drum. So instead of starting from the very beginning with the classic RWS system, I just went with this. And so that led me to go down a rabbit hole on YouTube of videos and journaling. And as we know, journaling is my jam. So I decided to create a journal, and I've had this journal for a long time now. It's just been sitting around waiting to be used. I believe I bought it it was either a gift or I bought it at Barnes & Noble's. I don't remember, but it's beautiful regardless. It's got the big tree with the open door portal. It's got animals, unicorns, people, all living their best lives, and it's the same on the back. So let's dive into my tarot journal. I decided to spruce up the cover page just a little bit. I used some distressed ink and just kind of made it pretty. This tissue paper is from the Cora Crea Crafts subscription boxes, and some washi tape. And this is where I have some references provided by one of my friends, and I included what the numerology means, what the different suits mean, and a quote from some journals and papers that I had. And here is a spread about the major arcana. So this is the first 21 cards in a tarot deck, and kind of their history, what they mean, and readings and things like that. And then we have the minor arcana. I have not spruced up this page yet, but I did write some information about that. And I did leave some blank pages to fill in case I need to, or I have anything I want to add. And then before I move forward, so I wanted to share this with you before I did any personalization. So what that means is you're going to see a section of each card where it says my interpretation. I have not done that yet. And if I did, I honestly probably wouldn't share this with you because it is so personal. So this is what I'll include, what the RWS meaning is, since that I'm kind of learning both. I'm learning what the author of the Guardian of the Night Tarot, her interpretation, and also the original interpretation. So this is like a very beginner, back to basics type of journal. I do have another tarot deck I will be creating another journal for that will not include the original meanings. It'll only include the artist and author's interpretation. So I just want to let you know that. Okay, so we have the Fool. And so I have what it originally means, upright. So this is not by the author. I should mention I used Biddy Tarot, the website. It was so helpful, beautifully organized, beautifully done. Highly recommend that website. I'll leave it in the description box below. So I have the Fool. Oh, and another thing is I did print out, I scanned the cards, printed them. My printer decided it didn't want to work for whatever reason. So a lot of these images are just washed out and they don't look good, but it's fine. So I have the upright, meaning what it means in reverse, any symbols in the original card. So not this card, the original RWS card. And then I have author symbols. And doing it this way kind of helped me see any correlations between the RWS and the author's interpretation. Then I have author's notes and any questions that are in the guidebook. So the symbols called out, author's notes, and questions are from the guidebook, which we will go over at the end of this video. And then I have a section for my interpretation. So once I start playing with this deck and getting to know it, and as they say in the community, bonding with it, I will write down my interpretation of what it means for me. Next up, we have the Magician, and we have a little raccoon here. So same thing, upright, reversals, symbols are all from Biddy Tarot website. And then author symbols that are called out in the guidebook, and then author's notes. And this one I didn't include any questions. I think the Fool is one of the few that I included the questions from the guidebook. And then my interpretation. Same thing here. So what I did do as I was going through the guidebook and the different cards is, if there's something I notice that is not in the guidebook or is not mentioned anywhere by the author, I will put a star. And that is an indicator to me, like I'm calling this out because I want to know if there's meaning behind a certain symbol in the card that was not mentioned. So we have the section here from Biddy Tarot about the RWS system, author symbols, author note, and my interpretation. The Empress, which is a beautiful fox. So I put the fox washi tape that I have by also Jessica Rue, and a bunch of stickers. And I really got fun with the colors. So as we'll see when I go through the tarot deck, that I tried to correlate any colors or any type of vibes or styles with the card itself. And I know that's hard to see with some of these that are really washed out, so I apologize for that. We're just trying to survive over here. But yeah, so I got really fun, really creative with this. So these stickers and this little border is from Core Creative Crafts. Actually, same with this washi tape as well. This I think is from like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Same thing here with the Hierophant. The Lover's card is 2 scorpions. Hence the heart border. The Chariot. So what I did here is I just ripped this washi tape in half and created space, and it looks really cool. So here you can see the animal is the honey badger, and that was called out by the author. But I want to know what the chickens and the roosters in the background mean. I want to know why there's a floating heart and the full moon. Does that symbolize something? And that's not mentioned in the guidebook, but I wrote it because I want to know what it means. So I'll put any interpretations that I feel, or if I get to know more about the moon and maybe how that ties in with this image, I'll write it there. Strength. I had some snake skin looking washi tape, so I put that there. The Hermit is a spider, hence spider webs. The Wheel of Fortune has different animals: owl, bat, snake, scorpion, and the Luna moth. Justice. The Hanged Man. I used some stamps here. I did some distressed ink on the pages. The Death card. Temperance. This was a frog. Well, not was. This is a frog with one leg in the water, one leg on the rock. So I went with like water type themes here. The Devil card. So this card is in correlation with my sun sign, which is Capricorn, and it's very fitting. So I have some stickers here, and it just looks very dark and dingy almost. The Tower card. It's a tree falling over. There may or may not be lightning. We'll check here. But yeah, use some stamps and ink. The Star with the deer. The moon. I also printed these in different sizes, which was just an experiment on my printer that failed me. Also, my moon looks like a banana, so we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, the moon, the sun, Judgment, the World. I love the bee. This card is so pretty. Okay, so that was the end of the major arcana. Now we are at the minors, and that's where the suits come into play. So we have wands first. I created a little tab for each suit, and what they mean, I messed up here, so I just added some paper, and what it means in a reading, and what it means when you get mostly wands in a card pool. So again, this is from Biddy Tarot. Great resource. Highly recommend checking out their site. And then I use I wrote down the club suit that is wands, and what signs they go along with, and what their symbolism is. And then I drew some fire. Wands was very hard for me to get through, I noticed. It was interesting how, knowing nothing really going into tarot and then just diving in and trying to study it and learn about it, once I got to the end of the wand suit, I was like, this is not for me right now. This fiery energy, I'm over it, I'm done, I want to move on. And then I went to the cups next, and it was such a breath of fresh air. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly. We have the Ace of Wands, which is another spider. Two of Wands. I added some paper there. Three of Wands, which is a bird. It's beautiful. Four of Wands. Oh, wait. Yeah. Three of Wands, Four of Wands. I added a little pocket here so I can write my interpretation. I ran out of room. So I created a little pocket of some paper I got from Cora Crafts. And this is This little paper is also from Korea Crafts, and my grandma stamped these and made those. So yeah, so as we go through this, here's the 5 of Wands. There's some that I really take up all the pages, and as we go through, you'll see I start moving from 2 pages to 1 because I really thought I was going to run out of room in this journal. So yeah, these are on 2 pages, but I do move over to 1, like here. So this is 5 of Wands. We have 6 and 7 of Wands. So I did start to run out of room a little bit, and I do get creative as we go on. The 8 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. I put a fox here because there is a fox in the background. You can see it actually okay on the screen. It's a little washed out, but it's okay. The 10 of Wands and the Page of Wands. This card, even though it's washed out, it's a very fiery energy. And then feminine energy, Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands, which is lions. Love that. Okay, so then we move on to the cups, and this is where I noticed I want to be, like, the best version of myself lives in the cups cards. And that is because it is associated with Pisces, which is a water sign, and I have a lot of water in my chart. So I have a lot of Pisces here. I have the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups. And again, I try to stick the elephants. I love the 2 of Cups card. I really tried to stick with the colors of the card, even though it's hard to see here. 3 of Cups. So I love this card, but it definitely, it says celebratory friendship, sisterhood, community, but it reminds me of friends getting together and causing ruckus. I just love the energy of this card. The 4 of Cups. So this one I did on 2 pages. 5 of Cups. This one is Doomsday with the Death Moth. So again, I ran out of room, so I had to get creative, and I created just a little card here for when I want to write my interpretation. I can use the front and back. Same with the 6 of Cups. So I wrote here my interpretation, and I can write it on this flip out page. 7 of Cups, same with this. 8 of Cups, I ran out of room. I had a lot to say about the meaning, so I will write my interpretation there. And you can see here, so author symbols, she has the tiger. I want to know what the boat, water, stars, town, I want to know what those things mean. So I will write those in, but I do include what the author says as well. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I love the Knight of Cups. Beautiful swan. And again here, bird, moon, what do these mean for this specific card? Queen of Cups and King of Cups, both orcas who are just absolutely beautiful. And so I put the night sky washi up here, and I just give it like blues and greens. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, now we're on to swords. And this goes with the spades. This is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, air element, air signs. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is just a flower. And I don't know what flowers these are as well. They are not mentioned from what I can find in the guidebook. So I do have a book on flowers, like language of flowers. So when I have time and focus and start playing with this deck and getting to know it more, I will go through that book and see if I can identify the flowers and what meanings they could have. And again, they might not even have meanings. I don't know, but I'm just curious to see if they mean something more, and it allows me to do my own research. This one, I really did run out of room, so I just have a tiny section for my interpretation, but that's okay. 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords. I love this one with a little hedgehog. 5 of Swords. Again, ran out of room. So there's my interpretation. Same here. 6 of Swords. 7. 8. This one, oh, related to this one so hard in the month of May. The 8 of Swords. Okay, 9, also relate to this one. It's all about anxiety. I definitely live, so my ideal self would be Cups. I would live in the Cup suit, but in real life, I live in the Swords. So we have 10 of Swords, Page of Swords. Again, my interpretation, ran out of room. I had a lot to say about this one, or granted the websites had a lot to say. And again, down here, I wrote a star and mountains, flowers, the crescent moon. Like, what does that mean for this card? I will fill that in. That is not from the author, that I can find anyway. Same with this one. The bigger cards, I tended to do a like flip out, and I can write my interpretation there. Same here. And same here with the King of Swords, which is a beautiful owl. I absolutely love that card. Okay, now we're on to the Pentacles, and the Pentacles is a fun suit. I found myself really enjoying putting these spreads together. And I also got, like, the May theme was bees and insects for the Korea Crafts box. So I had a lot of bees and insect type stickers and things to add. And the Pentacles goes with the diamond suit. And this is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I do, again, I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, so can relate to this suit as well. We have the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful owl. 2 of Pentacles, put some stickers here. 3 of Pentacles, use some paper to spruce it up. 4 of Pentacles, so this has a lot to do with business and finances, this suit. So I had my finance books out ready to go. Buy less, choose well. 5 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, another spider. 8 of Pentacles is a wasp, a paper wasp. And again, I put flowers. Like, what do the flowers mean for this suit? And I also did some stamping because we got some stamps in that box. Here is 9 of Pentacles, which is a sleeping bear. And I put my interpretation on this little flip out here. And 10 of Pentacles is bees. So I really spruced up this spread to show some bees. Okay, Page of Pentacles is an octopus. So I put beachy type ocean. And the Knight is a donkey. So I had a lot to say here. And the Queen of Pentacles and the King, and they're both cows and so precious. I love the color of these cards. So the King of Pentacles, I ran out of room for both of these. There was a lot, and you could see how tiny my writing gets. So I had to go on to the next page. But that one. And that is the end of my tarot journal. So again, I have not filled out my interpretations or the meanings, but I absolutely enjoyed putting this journal together, and I can't wait to play with the deck. And what I'm thinking of doing actually is adding like some maybe printable calendars, just blank calendars, or I'll draw them in, doesn't matter. But like, let's just say June, I want to pull a card a day, and I'll write down what the card is, and over as the month goes on, and at the end of the month I can look back and see if I got any repeating cards, if there's an overall message that the universe is trying to tell me. So that's something I'm thinking of doing for this deck. So yeah, that is my journal. Now we are going to do a flip through So these are going to be out of order because once I finished my journal, I decided to shuffle them up, and stuff is fine. I decided to shuffle them up and play with them a little bit and see if there was anything that would come through. So we'll just go through these. The Nine of Swords. I love the baby polar bear. Two of Wands. Three of Swords. I feel like there's just the colors and the symbolism can just mean so much in these, and I want to spend time getting to know what they say and what they mean. And also like how they, because it is an animal deck, like how they differ from the RWS system. And I know a lot of people that I've seen on like TarotTube and a lot of videos, I love this card, say that there's some people that don't connect with animal decks, and that's totally fine. But I definitely am one of those people that does connect with animal decks. I actually don't like a lot of people in the cards that I draw, and there are no people in this one because it's all just animals, and I love that. So like this one, we have different symbols here. Like, what do the mushrooms mean? What does the heart mean? What does the big full moon mean? I have all these questions. Look how precious. I love the cow and the key and the bird. Like, what does that mean? See, fiery, super fiery here. Knight of Pentacles. The World. Oh, I love this card. It's so sparkly and magical. Queen of Cups. Like the crab. Is that a fox? Is that an animal? What does that mean? I want to know. Ten of Wands. Not a fan of how this card looks. It's just dark, but maybe that's the point. King of Swords. Sorry, I'm all over the place with the framing here. Ten of Pentacles. Five of Swords. This is one of the first cards I pulled when I first got this deck. Knight of Cups. Oh, the Devil card. And this one has a lot of symbolism as well. We got snakes or snake skin. We got shackles. We have a heart. And also in this card too, or not this card, this deck. I love this one too. It's very like collage-y. And I can understand why some people say they don't like that. Like there's some parts, especially like their feet. I love this card. When I come across one, I'll show you. Yeah, it just doesn't sit right. So I see what people mean, but it doesn't deter me away from this at all. So also in this card, in the backgrounds, there's eyes, or what they look to me like eyes. And that is a very strong symbol for me when things come up via my meditations or intuitions. So I didn't even notice that as when I bought this deck, and then I saw it and got it and held it in my hands, and I was like, there's eyes in here. That's pretty powerful. So I was definitely meant to get this deck. Five of Cups. The Fool. See, look how beautiful that is. So like this is a good example, like the feet. The feet look just kind of like not washed out, but like, I don't know, like blends in too much, I think. That it does kind of throw it off if you're looking at the detail. Ace of Cups. Look at just look how light. Look how light and fluffy these Cups cards are. Beautiful. The Lovers. Not more eyes. Ace of Wands. See, like, what do the flowers mean? Do they mean something? The Wheel of Fortune. I love the colors in this card. It's beautiful. The Sunflowers. What does it mean? I'll have to look it up. And another thing, I was watching another YouTuber that I love to watch talk about this deck. And I know it's called the Guardian of the Night Tarot. So clearly these cards take place at night. Totally know that. But some of the cards, I literally thought it was a big sun in the background. But no, it was just a big golden moon like that. Big golden moon. There's another eye. And I was like, what does this mean? So I think in some of my journal spreads, I put sun. So I need to change that because they're moons. The 10 of Cups with all the animals, community, beautiful. We got blue moon here. See, big. I thought this was a sun, but it's not. It's a big moon. So that makes sense. The Queen of Swords. This is the one that's on the cover. Seven of Pentacles. Here's the flower. Eight of Swords. My May card. I lived in this space. It was depressing. See, this is 3 friends causing a ruckus, finding treasures, but in the best way. Like a group of girlfriends going out, having a blast, and causing mayhem in the best way possible. Love that. The Chariot. 6 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Oh, I love this card too. 3 of Wands and Knight of Swords. So that is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. This was my first tarot deck. Now I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks, which I will do another video for in the future because I will be doing another tarot journal for that one. And I think this deck is going to be my fall deck because it's just all the fall vibes, all the colors that fit fall, the dark, beautiful colors. I love it. So I think this is going to be my fall deck. So I probably won't play with it too much until fall comes around. And then the guidebook was really helpful. And the author definitely puts, and the author and creator puts her own twist in the meanings and even personal touches because she created this at the height of the pandemic. And that is another thing that really drew me to this deck that I didn't even know about until I had it in my hands. Is I went through a really hard time during the pandemic. Like a lot of life-changing things happened, and this card or this deck is kind of a reminder of that, of how much I've grown and things like that. So yeah, she's got the contents, the introduction. Yeah, winter of 2020 that this fully surfaced. So preparing your deck, card spreads, yes, no, maybe. I haven't tried that one yet. Single card draw, 4-card spread. We have questions from the major arcana. And then we go into the meanings of the cards. And then we have just the minor arcana, however you want to say it. And then it goes into meanings with that. So she'll put the animal and like what it means for the card. And there's just some information in the background or in the back of the book. So I love this deck, and I am going to pair it with my Woodland Wardens Oracle. I love this oracle so much. I am thinking of doing I haven't seen too many journals for oracle cards, but I'm kind of thinking of making one. And the reason why I have so many questions about what is in each card for this is because this oracle deck specifically talks about the animal and the plant associated. Wolf and rosehip is guardianship. The opossum and peony, bashful. So I want to know if this author does the same as this one. So anyway, I will pair these two together because they're both animals. They're both beautiful and lovely. And yeah. So that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am a beginner, I'm a newbie, I'm just diving into tarot, so please be kind if you see anything that's wrong or anything that needs to be fixed in my journal. But I enjoyed creating the journal. It took me about a month, maybe a little bit less to finish, and like writing the meanings and things like that. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend if you are learning tarot or you already practice tarot. It's so much fun. To just get creative and have that space. So anyway, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you love journaling and creative type of content, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think about my tarot journal, about the deck, maybe what you practice. And I also do have some crystals here on my desk to cleanse my decks. Okay, I will see you in the next one.